Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week I'm knee-deep in vintage Indy cars in Encinitas, California. These cars belong to Jim Lattin. He's a collector, racer, restorer, basically a guy that just never grew up. Is that pretty accurate, Jim?
But I've been trying, Dennis.
I don't think it's been all that hard. Now, you're the kind of guy that's just got gasoline running through your veins. You've been playing with these cars your whole life, haven't you?
Started in high school. Drive it to school, drive it to the track.
Drive it at the track. Run what you brung, right?
That's it.
And you've done a little bit of everything. I mean, track racing, drag racing, salt flats, dry lakes.
You said it. Never grew up, don't know any better.
If it goes fast, you're there, right?
That's it.
Well, you pulled out some great cars here. You know, it looks like we're tracking Indy through time. Let's start in the early days of Indy.
Come on over.
All right. Okay, Jim, what's this little baby here?
Well, this is Ralph Stapama's 1931 Indy car. Started out life with a Weir rotary valve head on a Miller lower end.
Oh.
And he and his wife actually drove it from Los Angeles to Indianapolis in 1931 to get to the race to break the engine in.
They drove this thing on the road 2,000 miles.
That's right.
Wow. Well, how did it do in the race?
Well, it didn't make the program.
Ooh, what a heartbreaker. What happened?
Well, they got it to Indy and it was dirty, and they pressure washed the engine, and it was late in the day, and it didn't qualify. It actually shorted out the magneto, and so it didn't make the race.
So has this one ever run?
Yes, it has. It ran quite a little after that. It ran clear up until actually 1955.
Oh, wow.
with some body modifications, but and an engine modification. But this is the original Miller 8-cylinder engine, transmission, rear end, Ralph's stuff all the way.
Can we look at the engine?
You bet.
So is this Miller block and everything, or?
Complete Miller 8-cylinder engine. It has 4 updraft Model C Winfield carburetors, 8-cylinder magnetos. You can see the block is split in the center. That's the 2-block system, but this is what Miller made in that era.
What kind of horsepower would something like this make?
You know, I really don't know. We've never had it on a dyno, and I'm not sure what it's rated at. The car runs pretty good. It's been to Laguna Seca and had no trouble getting around all the other Millers up there, so it's
terrorizing the track, were you?
It'll probably run over 100 down the straights.
Well, that's great, man. Well, let's go over here and look at this blue 92. Welcome back to My Classic Car. What do we have here, Jim?
Well, it's a 1951 Curtis Craft, built by Frank Curtis. Runs a 270 Offie. It was quite active with Roger Ward driving it, Cecil Green and some other people. Ran up till about 55 actively. It's an all aluminum hand-formed car that was built by Curtis.
Now, where'd you find this one?
This came out of Pennsylvania. Somebody had already restored it, and I haven't done a thing to it.
Well, there's not a lot of room in there. You've got to.
Well, this is actually one of the more roomy cars. It's there's room to put your feet. There's a foot brake as well as a hand brake, fuel pump on the outside, clutch, throttle, and that's about it. Minimal gauges, tack, fuel pressure, oil pressure, and temperature gauge.
Just the stuff you need. Pretty big car, you know, got a lot longer too, you know, than the 30s.
This is a large car, and it has the spillover type body, which actually spills over the tube frame. It's kind of a little different look.
Okay, how about this baby here?
This was built also by Curtis in 1957, ran up until about 1963. 255 Offie.
They kept getting lower too, didn't they?
Oh,
the bodies.
They got sleeker all the way along, and this is the car that Mike McGill at Indy got on his head in, and he lived through it, but it scraped up his helmet a bit.
Now this it's offset a little bit.
It is offset. The engine is a straight up and down, sets on the left side, and left type drive shaft, and Hallobrand rear end. Hallobrand mag wheels, of course, all the way around.
Now, the tank out here on this side, is that the oil sump?
That is the oil tank, and that's for the dry sump system.
Can we open it up?
Sure.
See what this little engine looks like? All right.
Just your standard 255 Offie with the Hillborn injector.
And when did they start going with injectors?
Probably as early as the 50s.
Now, was this a pretty competitive car?
I believe it got a fifth and a 17th in its period of running at Indy.
And this one came from where?
This car came out of Pennsylvania, and it was pretty much not restored. It was just as original when I got it. And we put it together, painted it up.
Did a beautiful job on it. Welcome back to My Classic Car. Now we're at what, 1960?
60. This car was built in 1960 as a Watson Roadster. However, this car is a total reproduction. There is nothing of the original car on this. We built this thing, fabricated it. Roger and Ron Ward started the car. This is original dies that and molds that the fiberglass was done off of, and the original jigs and fixtures for the frame. Has a 255 Offie in it, and it's probably one of the most authentic reproduction of the Watson Roadsters out there.
Recreating something like this is a lot of work.
Well, it took a few days.
Did take a few days. Now, is this one that runs?
This one runs really hard.
It looks like it does. You've got blued exhaust there.
Oh, we've had this going way too hard out at the Fontana track. We take it out there and air it out for...
Is it just a blast?
It is a lot of fun, and I'm sure I drive it way over my head. When you get up in a corner and you can feel it slipping sideways just a little bit and headed towards the wall, you know you're on it a little bit too hard.
Probably time to come off it at that point, don't you think?
Well, haven't died yet.
and I'm kind of glad of that. That is a beautiful car. Now, how about the Maxim Special over here? That's more like late 60s, right?
Well, it was built in '69. Quinn Epperly built this car. It was his last car that he built as an Indianapolis attempt to win Indy. And it is a turbocharged Offenhauser.
Now, you are squeezed into this baby.
Yeah, you lay down sort of to drive it.
Now, how much work was it to bring this baby around?
I actually brought it home in the back of my short bed half-ton pickup.
The entire car?
The entire car was...
That's really a part.
And this is the original paint. It hadn't been scarred up too much. The nose was missing when I got it, and a friend of mine found the original paint nose in another collection, or he found two of them actually.
Unbelievable.
And we just put it back together.
How tough was it? I mean, you don't get instructions with this. You know, how tough was it putting it back together?
We had no instruction manual, but we were real lucky. Quinn Epperly was still alive at the time, and he and Nye Frank called him up and told him about the car, and he was excited to see it. And he came over and helped us put it together one Saturday. It was a thrill for him to see the last old car he built, and he was a great help putting it together.
Man, this is definitely a piece of history here too. Well, now we've gone 31 all the way up to 69, but you got that 38 sitting over there. That's the one we need to take an even closer look at. What do you say?
Why don't we do that?
All right. Welcome back to My Classic Car. Well, Jim, this looks like an original car.
This is a very original car. This is original paint, just like Chet Gardner drove it in 1938 at Indianapolis.
This same colors. It's the paint.
This is the paint. This is the same type of engine. It is the original paint on the wheels, original upholstery, somewhat rip and tear, but it's just
like character. It's got character.
Just like it ran.
Yeah, you know, I love the grill on it. That's a real different. It's a pretty fancy grill, actually.
It's kind of an Art Deco look. This car was rebodied in 1937 to have this spillover streamline type body on it.
Looked more like the 31 prior to that?
It did. It looked very much like that. And this was the new design and the new era.
This is really pretty austere.
Well, this is strictly functional, and what they did in '38, they switched to one-man cars and outlawed the riding mechanic because there's too much danger. So Chet Gardner in 1938 got a fifth in this car, riding alone in an old obsolete two-man car.
Now, what powered this car?
This is a 270 Offie in this car with dual updraft windshields, smokestack coming out this side.
Man. Now, this is one that runs.
This will go. We can take it for a ride.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a blast. Well, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's get this thing prepped and take this baby out.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Good idea. Hey, check this out.
Car race dealer, yes.
Well, something is bound to go wrong when you take a spin around town in a vintage Indy car. Nothing too exotic, though. It's just that these babies run a lot better when they have gas in them. So we pitted, refueled, and hit the track for one more lap. What a sweet machine, Jim. This thing was way cool. You wouldn't mind if I came back sometime, would you?
You have to drive next time.
You got a deal, man. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.